hear it? What the was that? Holy.
This is when I see it. I see something standing there on the side of the road, pretending to be a statue.
Camping is often seen as a peaceful escape into nature, a time to unwind and connect with the outdoors. But for some, it becomes a terrifying experience they'll never forget. In this video, we're diving into the most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera. It was January 26th, 2024, when Sam, an avid stealth camper, decided to set up camp in a fog-covered park. The day seemed uneventful, calm even. But as he wandered deeper into the woods, he stumbled upon something strange, a shredded tent. It was abandoned, with no signs of who or what might have caused the damage.
What do you know? This looks like a tent or a tarp. That kind of sketches me out. So that's the remains of a tent and a tarp. That means somebody's camped back here before. Now, it could have just been some young punks smoking dope. Or it could have been like an Asian Tony type character, maybe Asian Tony himself. That kind of sketches me out. I don't like the vibe I got seeing that.
Despite the unsettling discovery, Sam brushed it off and set up his own camp. As the sun set and darkness took over the park, he started to feel nervous, like someone was watching him.
I don't know what it is here, but I keep feeling like somebody's watching me. And it's like very strong feeling, like hair on the back of my neck standing up. I don't know. I just keep feeling like I'm being watched or something, though. I don't know. There are people around for sure. It's a very public park area, but I'm off the main trails by a ways. It's also very dead back here and foggy too. I don't know if the camera picks up the fog, but there's fog rolling in like everywhere. It's just kind of creepy, I guess.
The quiet night was soon broken by faint sounds outside his tent. But as the minutes passed, the noises grew louder, closer, and more deliberate.
They're getting closer too. They're getting closer. Hang on. Hang on. I want you to be able to see as much as possible, but I'm not going to turn on the lantern again. I have my headlamp in my pocket too.
Sam called out into the darkness, hoping to warn whoever or whatever was out there. But instead of stopping, the intruder collapsed his tent. In a surge of panic, Sam forced his way out, abandoning his gear as he ran for his life.
They collapsed my tent on me. I don't know which way they went. I think they went this way. I see you. Get away! All right, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there.
He could hear footsteps chasing him, matching his own frantic pace.
Oh, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. All right, let's get the out of here. I don't know if they're like after me or something or what the happening. We're getting the here. It's getting bigger. They're coming this way. Holy I don't like this. I'm calling the police.
The dense fog made every shadow seem alive, every sound amplified. With his heart pounding, he managed to reach his car and drive home, leaving behind everything he had brought. Fortunately, Sam made it back safely, but his story serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers lurking in the wilderness.
Oh, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. All right, let's get the out of here. I don't know if they're like after me or something or what the happening.
Sam's encounter is far from the only disturbing story to come from the woods. Have you ever wondered what you would do if you heard something or someone approaching your tent in the dead of night? Up next, a group of friends on a camping trip are met with chilling noises and relentless knocking that shattered their sense of safety. Was it an animal, a person, or something far more sinister? Whatever it was, it left them questioning whether they were truly alone. Stay tuned. Sam's story was terrifying, but it's not the only encounter that has left campers fearing for their lives. This next video, sent to the YouTube channel The Facts by howtohunt.com by a relative of the campers, reveals an experience that's even more unsettling, a night that none of them would ever forget.
Hear that? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light.
Hey!
That was not an elk.
It was January 10th, 2022, when a group of friends ventured into the wilderness for what they thought would be a relaxing getaway. But as the clock ticked into the early hours of the morning, the atmosphere shifted. A faint knocking echoed through the night, a sound so strange it woke the campers from their sleep.
Hear that? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light.
One by one, they woke up, their confusion quickly turning into a deep sense of dread. Each knock seemed deliberate, as if something or someone was signaling their presence just beyond the darkness.
Everybody, get in my truck.
But the night's terror didn't end there. The knocking soon gave way to something far more disturbing. Piercing roars and unearthly howls reverberated through the air, growing louder and more haunting with each passing moment. These sounds defied explanation. They weren't the cries of any animal the campers knew, nor did they bear any resemblance to a human voice. The group sat frozen in their tents, hearts racing, realizing that whatever was outside wasn't normal and wasn't leaving.
Hey!
That was not an elk.
The eerie sounds carried on, blending with the relentless knocking. Every noise seemed to close in on their campsite, making the group feel surrounded.
Everybody, get in my truck.
Overwhelmed by fear, the campers decided they couldn't stay any longer. Grabbing what they could, they rushed to their truck and sped away, leaving the rest of their gear behind. Their video ends with nothing but the pitch black and the terrifying sounds they captured.
Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from? Get my keys. Get my keys. Get my keys.
What could have been lurking in the shadows that night? While these campers made it out, others weren't so lucky. Coming up, we'll dive into another terrifying encounter where a mysterious noise led one camper face to face with a stranger in the dark. Don't go anywhere.
On my way out, periodically I'd turn back, check. Nope, didn't see him, he's gone. And that's that. Very, very strange, and I don't know what the plan was for me if I'd stayed there. It just seems kind of silly. I thought I found a good spot, but yeah, this place is kind of riddled with people.
August 12th, 2024, by Jake Travis of the Hoggett Project, tells the story of a camping trip gone horribly wrong. Jake, known for his wild camping adventures in the mountains of Washington state, set out on what seemed like an ordinary trip. As he filmed the stunning scenery, everything felt peaceful, calm even. But by nightfall, things took a disturbing turn.
I was recording earlier, but something
Made a heavy sound over there. Could have just been some old rotted logs settling. But up that way, a couple miles, there is a camp, but I don't think anybody's hiking this way back down.
Strange sounds began to echo around his campsite. At first, Jake dismissed them as falling debris, convincing himself it was nothing to worry about. But as the darkness closed in, an uneasy feeling began to grow.
Definitely something over there.
Jake documented his experience, describing the unsettling atmosphere of being alone in the dark forest. But then came the moment that truly terrified him. On the side of the road, illuminated by his light, he saw it. A tall figure, standing, perfectly still in the shadows, as if trying to blend in like a statue.
The high beam, this is when I see it. I see something standing there on the side of the road, pretending to be a statue. Whatever this was, decided it was just gonna freeze, and then maybe I wouldn't think it was anything. But as I'm looking in that direction, I'm not even kidding, it looks like somebody dressed up in camo. And they've got their back slightly angled away, I'd say like at a 45 degree. They're standing there about 6 feet tall, looking like a human that I just caught that was probably sneaking up.
Jake kept his light on the figure, torn between calling out or staying silent. He feared the worst. What if it wasn't just a person, but someone armed and dangerous, deliberately avoiding being seen? His words captured the fear of the moment.
I'm gonna shoot him. I mean, we're out in the middle of the woods. They say that people are the ones to fear. It's not the animals. That is what happened.
Terrified, Jake turned his back for a moment, and when he looked again, the figure was gone, hidden by the darkness of the woods. The silence was heavy, pressing down on him like a warning. His instincts telling him to leave, and without hesitation, he quickly packed up his gear, feeling an evil presence around him. Jake would later recount this as the most terrifying experience he'd ever endured while camping, a night that would haunt him long after he'd left the woods behind.
That is what happened, and eventually after the 20 seconds, he didn't move, he just kept standing there. So I just pretended like, oh, maybe I didn't see you then. On my way out, periodically I'd turn back, check. Nope, didn't see him, he's gone. And that's that. Very, very strange, and I don't know what the plan was for me if I'd stayed there. It just seems kind of silly. I thought I found a good spot, but yeah, this place is kind of riddled with people. And I don't know what the future holds now.
Jake's haunting words serve as a stark reminder that sometimes the true danger in the wilderness isn't the wildlife, but the unknown figures lurking in the shadows. What motivates them to stay hidden? What intentions do they bring? The fear of not knowing is what makes their presence so chilling. But what happens when the terror isn't human at all? In our next segment, we delve into a spine-chilling encounter where one camper is confronted by something pacing around his tent in the dead of night. Whatever it was, it didn't want to stay hidden for long. We've seen some terrifying encounters, but this story takes us deep into the backcountry of Canada, where the isolation itself adds to the fear. In 2018, YouTuber Jack, known for his channel Lost Lakes, shared a chilling experience that left him questioning his safety in the wild.
Well, I am living every solo camper's nightmare right now. There appears to be an animal of some kind pacing around my tent. It's the middle of the night. I woke up at 3 a.m. and just couldn't sleep. And then around 3:30, I started to hear this pacing sound. And 45 minutes later, it's still Just pacing around out there.
Jack's encounter happened at 3 a.m. in an area west of Chapleau. This spot was so remote there was no cell signal, leaving him completely cut off from the outside world. To make matters worse, this region is known as the Black Bear capital of the world, raising the possibility that whatever he heard could have been a bear or something even larger.
Sanity, and maybe the talking will make it go away. I'm just off Highway 101, west of Chapleau. So this is some very remote country, despite being right off the highway, and it's the Black Bear capital of the world. So I'm thinking that's a possibility.
To keep calm, Jack showed his viewers the tools he brought for protection. His hatchet, bear spray, and air horn felt like small comforts in the face of the unknown.
We got three main tools. If you're a solo camper, I think these are well worth having with you. Even in the backcountry, it's a little extra weight, but a little air horn. That's the first line of defense, along with the headlamp. The bright light can be a good tool in trying to blind an animal that has much better night vision than ours, but would be very sensitive to light. Second line of defense, if the thing starts poking its nose at the tent, then I have got this little hatchet here, which I could whack it with this like sheath on, and worst case, take the sheath off. And then last line of defense, you might think this would be the second one, is the bear spray.
But as the night deepened, the sound of heavy pacing outside his tent grew louder, more deliberate.
And the pacing continues. It's all gravel here. This is a kind of a boat launch for this little lake here. So I can hear everything on the gravel. I can hear all the footsteps, but anyway, the talking isn't making it go away, but it hasn't made a move toward the tent yet, so I don't know. Maybe it's just curious, and maybe it's biding its time for an attack. I don't know. But anyway, if you're a solo camper, these are some good ways to keep your sanity. So if you...
The tension reached its peak when something brushed against his tent. Jack froze, heart pounding, knowing that his car was parked nearby, but the thought of making a run for it felt impossible. His keys were most likely still inside, and with every breath, the distance between him and safety seemed to stretch farther. Was this a bear, a person, or something else entirely? Watching, waiting, as the forest stayed silent?
Right outside there, but I can't find my car key for the life of me. I think I may have left it in the car. So while I'm tempted to hop out and get in the car, turn on my headlights, that's not an option right now because I'm an idiot and I can't find my key. And the pacing continues. It's all gravel here. This is a kind of a boat launch for this little lake here. So I can hear everything on the gravel. I can hear all the footsteps, but anyway.
He found himself dozing off, falling in and out of sleep.
Despite the paranoia, I found myself almost falling asleep here again. It's amazing how you can, I don't know, just your brain starts to forget about the threat after it's been over an hour now. Anywho, it's almost daylight, so that'll make everything okay.
He couldn't shake the fear of what could have happened, the heavy uncertainty hanging over him like a dark cloud. This experience lingered in his mind, reminding him and us of the unpredictable dangers that come with solo camping in the wild.
Yo! What the was that? Holy
In our next encounter, a video uploaded on October 30th, 2024, Dan, the creator of the YouTube channel Cursed Urban, takes his viewers deep into the heart of a dense woodland known as the Forest of Madness.
The Forest of Madness. It has a very, very dark history, and
This forest has a sinister reputation, with tales of ghostly spirits and sightings of the Wendigo, a creature from Algonquin legend described as a tall, bony figure with a deer skull for a head. Despite the chilling stories, Dan's mission to uncover the truth behind these eerie legends led him straight into the unknown.
exactly what I meant. But it does have a very dark history, and it's kind of crazy today for it to be contrasted by, you know, people out here, people having fun, you know, just enjoying a late fall day. But yeah, let's get into it. Why this is called the Forest of Madness is because there's supposedly a Wendigo that roams this area, or multiple, depending on what version of the story you've heard. But one of the things about the Wendigo is if you make eye contact with it, in some stories, in some circles, if you make eye contact with it, it'll make you go crazy. And that's why this is called the Forest of Madness.
As night fell, Dan began his exploration. The forest was unnervingly quiet, but the stillness was soon broken by the faint sound of whistles echoing behind him in the dark.
I don't know if I can find it. Did you guys hear that?
She killed me.
She killed me.
Pushing forward, he stumbled upon a small, murky pond, whispered to be the scene of a tragic murder. The death of a young girl. While standing there, he felt the unmistakable presence of someone, or something, behind him.
Oh, dude. I just heard somebody walking. I just heard somebody walking, and when I shine a light over that way, it stopped.
Footsteps walked softly in the distance, only to stop the moment he turned around. The silence was intense. Uneasy, Dan made his way back to his campsite, hoping to find some sense of safety. Just as he was settling in, the whistling returned.
Snow covered.
Guys, that was that exact same whistle that we heard.
Ominous.
Soft and haunting, as if someone was calling out to him from the shadows. Unable to shake the feeling of being watched, Dan retreated to his tent. Hours passed in tense silence, but his restless sleep was interrupted by something crashing onto his tent.
So I woke up. It sounded like something was hitting the top of my tent.
A branch. Startled, he unzipped the tent and scanned the darkness. Faint rustling reached his ears, and for a brief moment, he thought he saw movement in the distance. Was it an animal or something else?
Yo. What the was that? Holy.
The night dragged on, but the forest offered no peace. The whispers of the trees and the lingering presence of the unknown left Dan no choice. He packed up in the pitch black morning. Have you ever had a strange encounter while camping? To this day, your story, Dan has no explanation for what he encountered in the forest of madness. If these tales gave you the whistling, the footsteps, and the eerie silence remain a mystery. Then here's the question: stay safe out there. Was Dan truly alone that night, or was someone watching him from the shadows? Perhaps the Forest of Madness isn't just a name after all. Two night hikers found something very creepy in the deep woods of Clover Forest. The hike began like any other, with the two friends joking and having fun. But before long, things took a terrifying turn. Something that none of them expected to see was waiting for them in that forest.
Well, we're not the only ones that have been in here. Whoa.
At first, they began hearing strange sounds, like water dripping from somewhere, but there was no water in sight. The sounds grew increasingly creepier, and though they were freaking out on the inside, they tried to stay calm, convincing themselves that it was just the calls of nearby animals.
What is that? What the fuck is that? Is that water? It might be, I don't know. Kind of sounds like something pissing or...
They kept walking until one friend saw something super strange hanging from a tree branch. It looked like a creepy doll swaying in the breeze, which sent a chill down both of their spines. This was a very terrifying moment for them, but they tried to brush it off, telling themselves it was probably just some strange belongings left behind by a homeless person.
Where are you going? What the fuck, man? Do you see this? No, what are you talking about? Look at this. Whoa, what the fuck? It looks like a fucking doll. What the fuck? Yeah, just leave that alone. It's probably some homeless dude's shit.
They kept walking, but then things took a terrifying turn. In the distance, they spotted something strange moving through the woods, and panic set in. They ran as fast as they could, but when they stopped to catch their breath and rest, the terror hit them. Whatever it was still there, lurking and getting closer.
Hey! What the fuck? Whoa, fuck! Oh shit, what was that? Oh fuck! Holy shit! Oh fuck. Was that anything?
It kept following them relentlessly. In a desperate attempt to escape, they turned off all their flashlights, plunging themselves into complete darkness to hide from whatever was stalking them. Their hearts raced, and every rustling sound made them freeze in terror.
Oh, fuck.
Shh. Someone's following us.
Really?
Listen.
Whoa. Dude, that fucking scared me. Whoa. Holy shit! What the fuck? Oh my god! Holy fuck! Oh god, it's behind me! What the fuck? Oh god! Oh fuck!
Fortunately, they managed to make it out of the forest alive, but the question lingered. What was that creature in the Clover Forest? Was it a monster or something far more sinister? The fear of not knowing stayed with them long after they had escaped. Our next story is about a person with the screen name Trek Planner. Let us tell you about the creepy experience a Trek Planner had when he decided to go on a hike to find a pit he had discovered on Google Maps. What seemed like an exciting adventure quickly turned into a chilling nightmare.
And I see something in the bottom of this pit.
Whoa.
There's somebody down there.
When he reached the area near the pit, there was no sign of anyone, no cars, no hikers, no trace of human presence. That should have been his first warning, but he dismissed the odd silence, attributing it to the remote location. Determined to find out more about the pit he had discovered on Google Maps, he kept walking toward it.
Hello?
Once he reached the pit, he peered over the edge, feeling as if something, or someone, was down there. He called out, but there was no response. That should have been his second warning, but he ignored it. His curiosity still pushed him forward, and he decided to continue, convinced that there was nothing to fear.
Seeing that thing down there? I thought it was just somebody standing there. Like I just come up to this ledge and I'm the only one out here, and I see this like figure down there standing. It's kind of freaky, to be honest.
Ignoring the growing sense of dread, he made the decision to climb down into the pit on his own, determined to find out whatever creature was down there. Was that a wise decision or not? We are about to find out.
I'm not gonna lie, that got my heart pumping really fast when I first saw that. Oh man, that's crazy. But I'm gonna try to get a little bit closer because there's like this trail right here, so I'm gonna try to go down a little bit to get a better view of whatever this thing is. That is just really freaky.
Just as he was about to reach the bottom, an alarm suddenly went off, sending a wave of fear through his entire body. His heart raced, and he immediately thought that maybe he was being monitored. Without a second thought, he quickly scrambled back up the pit, his mind racing with thoughts of what was watching him. When he finally made it back to the top, gasping for breath, he realized the source of the noise. It was his drone controller.
So scary.
I hear like this alarm go off.
Man, where am I? Hear that? Hear like a beep. Oh my gosh. So the beeping noise was my drone controller. I left it on up here. I was thinking there's like some alarm going off.
So, who or what was down there? To find out, he decided to fly his drone into the pit. What he saw was beyond creepy. In the middle of the pit, sitting still, was a strange small statue. The sight of it was quite creepy, especially for a man standing alone in the middle of nowhere. Despite the unsettling discovery, he managed to safely get out of there. So, tell us, would you be creeped out by finding a strange statue in such an isolated place? Comment below and share your thoughts. The horrors of the forest, however, are not limited to creepy creatures or humans. Sometimes a wild animal can scare the living daylights out of you. Whether it's the growl of a predator or the sudden appearance of an aggressive animal, the fear that rushes through you in these moments is something no one can truly prepare for.
Go! Go! No! No! Go away! Go away! Please go away!
A Utah hiker found himself in a terrifying frenzy when a cougar decided to chase him. He kept shouting at it to go away, but the cougar didn't back off. It relentlessly followed him for what felt like an eternity, at least 6 minutes, with no sign of letting up. The hiker's heart pounded as he tried to escape the predator. Every instinct in the hiker's body told him to run, but he knew better than to turn his back on the dangerous animal. He continued to yell, desperate to deter the cougar, but it showed no sign of giving up.
Holy no, go away! Go away! No! No! You, dude!
Then, just as suddenly as it had started, the cougar stopped chasing and turned back into the wilderness. We may never know what made the cougar change its mind, but it was definitely a lucky day for the hiker who narrowly escaped that dangerous encounter. This is a reminder of how unpredictable and dangerous nature can be. Next, we have another chilling hiking experience shared by Indian YouTuber Jasi Sandhu. While hiking in the forest at night, he began to hear creepy crying noises coming from a distance. As he made his way deeper into the forest, the cries grew louder, echoing eerily around him. The atmosphere seemed to grow heavier with every step, and the usual sounds of the forest seemed to fade away, amplifying the cries. When he finally reached the source of the sound, what he saw shocked him to his core.
What? 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 What you got? What? 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 Oh, no, stop it,
Standing before him was something that didn't belong in the woods. A strange creature with a gaunt, twisted form let out a loud, piercing scream that sent a chill down his spine. The creature's appearance was disturbing. Its pale skin, hollow eyes, and unnerving posture were enough to freeze anyone in their tracks. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before, and Jassy couldn't believe his eyes. The intensity of the moment, combined with the dark, eerie surroundings, created an atmosphere straight out of a nightmare. Jassy, visibly shaken in the video, was clearly caught off guard and overwhelmed by the encounter. In the video he shared, the creature's terrifying presence is clearly visible, and the screech it emitted was enough to make anyone's blood run cold. Jassy was so shaken by the experience that he believes what he encountered that night was a real witch. But he is not alone. Most of the viewers who watched his video were also creeped out and shared their experiences about such eerie experiences. Have you ever had a strange encounter while camping? Share your story in the comments. It might be featured in a future video. If these tales gave you chills, hit like and subscribe for more eerie adventures. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there.